you remember, one of my workaways was building this wall for me. Mike's just finished off the main run of it for me, because we're not sure 100% where we're going round here, but I'm not planting this side for now because I have some peppers coming up, so obviously I'm going to wait till the end of the season. And this was mostly chard last, with a few other bits and pieces growing amongst it, and I was waiting for the seeds to be ready to harvest, which they are now. So I'm going to cut all the stems off for quickness and just put them in a big basket. And this is a bed that I've always had trouble with. We do have 2 drains running into it, which is why it needs to be used as a bed for growing. And I've had big trouble with coouch grass. Now, you may call this something else, or you may have other variants of it, that it roots along underneath the ground. So just because you get rid of it from the surface one area, it will continue to grow underground and come up elsewhere. The way I deal with it is several ways, and I'll just come around and show you an area. As you can see, all this front area doesn't now have coouch. So how did I stop it at the growing area? Well, the main way is smother it with ash. And you mustn't use ash from coal fires, of course, whenever you're planting. I also laid big metal sheets down, old metal tin roofing if you like, I laid down, and obviously it had a few holes in it, so I laid cardboard on top of that, and then I started growing. But as you can see, the coouch grass and some other variants, these are, I have done a video on these, so I will link that below for you, of these berries. They come up randomly. And we've also got some rosa lettuce here, gone to seed, so I'll collect those seeds as well before I start clearing. But as you can see, it's mostly near where the drain is, this side. So I'm going to take everything out again, go down to the metal. I'm going to take the cardboard out as well, go down to the metal, which is a nice steep surface. Then I'm going to cover completely and come right up and overlap the edges with plastic bags, so it would be like a liner. They will still find their way through the roots. You can never 100% get rid of them, but you need to pull them as you see them. And obviously, because I was waiting for the wall to be done and I had other areas to deal with, I did leave this area. So I've got to kind of start again, and you'll see me clearing it, but first I will collect any seeds. And this side won't be built up as a wall, possibly, maybe a little bit more, maybe 1 layer or 2 layers, because now we're on a level. And this is obviously deep at the bottom towards the wall, because we are on a mountainside, so we have big slopes, which I know you can't see very well on film. And what will I grow in here? Not 100% sure at the moment. I'm in the middle of making my garden plan, which I will share with you once it's sorted, and when I show you the new areas we're building to grow in as well, and some new methods of growing that we will be doing next year. So I will speed the film up, but I'm going to show you collecting the chard seeds, just throwing them in a big container for now so I can sort them out later, and those rosella seeds. I'll collect those and then pull everything up before I completely empty the bed right down to the metal, take any cardboard up that still survived, and then put the plastic down, then cardboard back down again, and build up from there. Here you can see the edge now of the metal sheeting and the ash on top. And this is the amount I've cleared so far, starting where I've got the few peppers growing, so I've not disturbed that area too much, and pulling out all the coouch and all the remnants of other growing things. Very important, do not put coouch on compost or anywhere else mixed with anything to break down. I put it out on what we call the goat mound, the area outside our land where the goats come and feed. So there's the coouch, the incredibly long roots. You must pull all the way to the end of the root. If you leave the slightest bit of root in, it will continue to grow. And then obviously a separate barrow for anything else I pull from the garden, which again, I know the chard will continue to grow if I put it in the compost, but there's no harm in that, to have some chard popping up here, there and everywhere. Example of the incredibly long roots. So I've got a lot more to do, and obviously this is the thickest bit, where, as I say, we have got you can't see them, but two drains coming in here from indoors. So a bit more work to do. Here's where I'm stopping for today. This is the pile of chard I've pulled up out of that bed. I've only done a bit of the coouch so far because the bit now left to do isn't hand pulling. It needs a fork, which I don't have. I have a fork, but we had to make a handle for it out of a fig tree branch, I think it was, or pine tree branch. And it's okay for easy jobs, but if you want to do really hard digging like this, it won't last. So technically I don't have a proper fork. This was the pepper area. I've left that for now. And this is the big bit. This is the difficult bit to do. As I say, we've got the blackberry, which I'll link the video below here. And then the rest of this mostly is chard. We have two different types of chard, and this one's even worse than the one I was showing you. And then here, as you can see, I've pulled up all the chard. There's a bit of weeding to sort out. So once I get that middle bit out, or you can see one of the drains now. The weeds grow there. I'm thinking possibly peppers, so like a nice bit of water. And then there's another drain behind this. As you can see, I've done a pretty good job so far. It's just nice to see something cleared out a bit. And I really want to get this done. I'm doing it in hot time, but I want to get it done so as soon as we get rain, it's going straight into what I want to grow in. So I know it'd be easier to dig this lot out when it's soft and wet, but that's the time I want the area preparing for seeding in the spring. That's my update so far.